Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to 9th Standard English Medium Social Science classes. And welcome back to my channel Needs of Children. In this session, we are going to get the information about Political Science, chapter number 2, the Union Government. So, what are the very important learning points we are going to be get from this lesson, and what are the very important highlighting things from the lesson? The Union Government are also considered as the central government. So, let's come to the learning points from the lesson. What we are going to be get from in this lesson. So, in this lesson, we are going to get the information about the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, their structure, membership, qualifications and functions. The election of the president, qualification to become president, the prime minister and his functions. So these are the very important learning points from the lesson, the Union Government. So let's come to the get the information about the introductory part of the Union Government. So as the Union Government or central government has been given more powers in the view of the unity and security of the nation during emergencies. When compared to state governments, the role of central government has more powers. It exercises these powers through the three very important organs like legislature, executive and judiciary. So the Union Government as considered as the three important organs like legislature, executive and judiciary. So now you can identify in the picture, so which are those legislature, executive and judiciary part. So union legislature, among that which one as a part of union legislature we are going to be identifying as union legislature. India has adopted the parliamentary system of government and the union legislature is called the parliament. The concept of this parliamentary system of government we adopted from Britain government. That parliamentary system of government is union legislature that we used to call as parliament. According to Article 79 provides for the creation of parliament. In our Indian constitution, the creation of parliament, article number 79 will give the very important information. So this parliament contains two houses. One it is Rajya Sabha and another one is called as Lok Sabha. Parliament is consisted two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So among that, upper house is called as the Rajya Sabha and the lower house is called as Lok Sabha. The number of seats in the Rajya Sabha, the total number of Rajya Sabha is 250. Out of 250, 238 members are elected by the members of state assemblies and union territories. Out of 250, 238 members are elected by the members of the state assemblies and union territories. Remaining 12 members who are experts from various fields like literature, art and social work are nominated by the president to Rajya Sabha. This house is also known as the House of Elders because the president and also state assemblies and union territories overall 250 members are considered as the knowledgeable and skilled people, so that it is called as the House of Elders. And the term of office of the Rajya Sabha. So it's called as the Rajya Sabha is a permanent body and is not dissolved like Lok Sabha. It won't dissolve like Lok Sabha. So but the term of members of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years. But 1/3 of its members retired on completion of 6 years term every second years. Those who are the term is completed their 6 years, they will be retired every 2 years. Those who are completed 6 years, they will be retired every second year. So in their place new members will be elected. If the members do not wish to continue, they may resign before the 6 years. The term is 6 years. Before that, they can be give resignation to the post of Rajya Sabha. So, what are the qualifications are required to become the member of Rajya Sabha? Should be a citizen of India, very important thing. Then should not be less than 30 years of age. Should not have been punished under the law. Should not have been declared to be a person of unsound mind by a court of law. The court, it should not be declared a person unsound mind. Then should possess the qualification specified from the time to time by the Parliament. So these are the very important qualifications required to become the member of Rajya Sabha. Among that, in Rajya Sabha, the Vice President of India is the Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Present Vice President of India used to be called as the Chairman of Rajya Sabha. And there will be a Deputy Chairman is chosen from among the members. There will be a 250 members. Out of 250 members, one among that they will be choose as a Deputy Chairman. But Chairman, the present Vice President. Vice President will become the Chairman of Rajya Sabha. So when the during session, at least 10% of the members should be present during the sessions of the Rajya Sabha. Minimum 10%, that means minimum 25 members, because out of 250, it is 10% considered as the 25 members should be present during the sessions of Rajya Sabha. The House should meet at least twice in a year. So whenever regarding about the sessions usually takes place once in a at least 2 years, they have to meet together and they will take the discussions related to the plans and programs of the government. So this is the information about Rajya Sabha. So let's come to the about Lok Sabha. So the formation of Lok Sabha. How the formation of Lok Sabha will take place? The members of the Lok Sabha are elected directly by the people. So it is known as the House of People, because the members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people. That is the reason it is called as the House of People. The maximum number of seats of Lok Sabha is 545. The total number of Lok Sabha is 545. Out of 545, 543 members are directly elected by the people. Remaining 2 members, 2 Anglo-Indians, are nominated by the President. So total there will be 79 seats are reserved for scheduled caste, I mean SC. So 79 seats are reserved for SC and 41 seats are reserved for scheduled tribes. So 41 seats are reserved for ST. And the term of office of the Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha members are elected for the term of 5 years. They are elected for the term of 5 years. However, on the recommendation of Prime Minister, the President may dissolve the Lok Sabha. So in case of, if it is President received the resignation from the Prime Minister, if he is recommended by the Prime Minister, then President may dissolve the Lok Sabha. During emergencies, the term may extend it for one more year. The term of Lok Sabha is 5 years. In case of emergencies, either it is a drought, either country it is attacked by any emergencies by the attack of the other countries. In such kind of during emergencies, it may be extended for one more year. Then what are the qualifications are required to become the member of Lok Sabha? Let's come to the qualifications of the members of Lok Sabha. Should be a citizen of India, must not less than 25 years of age, should not hold any office of profit under the government. For example, if he is a government employee, before contesting the election for the Lok Sabha, he has to give the resignation for the post of government. If he is getting the profit under the government, so must and should he has to inform why he is nominating the papers. Should not be a person of unsound mind. Should not have been punished under the law. Should possess qualifications as specified by Parliament from time to time. So these are the qualifications required to become the members of Lok Sabha. So then Lok Sabha Speaker. The members elect from among themselves a speaker and a deputy speaker. Out of 545, they elect themselves among a speaker and a deputy speaker. The speaker, very importantly, speaker has to impartially conduct the proceeding of the house, impartially, because of ruling party and opposition party. So both the parties are present in the Lok Sabha sessions, so that whenever the sessions will be takes place, during that time the speaker has to impartially conduct the proceedings of the house. The deputy speaker conducts the proceedings in the absence of the speaker. Out of 545, one will be elected as a speaker and another one will be as a deputy speaker. Deputy speaker conducts the proceedings in the absence of the speaker. Then the power and functions of the Lok Sabha. So what are the powers and functions of the Lok Sabha we are going to be identifying. He should maintain, he or she should maintain the dignity and decor of the house. That is the very important power and function of the speaker. The speaker gives his ruling whenever there are questions about validity of the proceedings. That is the very important duty of the speaker. According to the protocol, all including Prime Minister are expected to respect the speaker of the house, including of present in the members of, they have to give the respect to the speaker. When bills get equal number of votes for against them, the speaker casts the deciding vote. That is the very important thing. So whenever the bills are get equal either for or against, that is left out to the speaker. The speaker will give the deciding vote for the for or against. So that is about the speaker. Now it's about role of work of the opposition party. As you know that ruling party and opposition party, during the elections, which party will get the majority number of seats will become the ruling party. The party which is unable to get the expected the magic number of votes will stands in the opposition party. So what are the very important role and work of the opposition party as well as leader? Highlighting wrong doings of the ruling party. That is the very important concept or work of the opposition party. Highlighting the wrong doings of the ruling party. That is the very important duty has to be performed by the opposition party leader. And it is also called as the watching dog of the parliament. Opposition party is called as the watching dog of the parliament. And then examine the policies of the government thoroughly. So whatever the plans, procedures, policies will undertaken by the government, those are all thoroughly examined by the opposition party as well as leader. Keep the government, council of ministers and officials always alert. Has a respectable position in the legislature, because how much power it is having by a ruling minister or a prime minister, so equivalent power is having by the opposition party leader. So those are that is considered as the work and power of the opposition party leaders. So let's come to the powers and functions of the parliament. Among that, the first one is called as legislative power. So here some of the differences you can identify, that is green carpet is considered as a Lok Sabha, red carpet which used to be called as Rajya Sabha. So legislative powers. Among the powers and functions of the parliament, number one, legislative powers. The main function of the parliament is to make laws. It can frame laws on subjects mentioned in the central list. The financial bill is presented only in the Lok Sabha. The other bills can be presented in either house. But the bills become laws only after proper discussion and approval by the both the houses. Both the houses approval after bill become a law. When there is a disagreement between the houses regarding a bill, the president may call joint session in case of such kind of any regarding about disagreement towards the bill prepared by any one of the house, then president may call joint session of the parliament to resolve the problem. After both the houses pass the bill, it is forwarded to the president for the approval, after which will become law. So first approval of the both the houses, then after it will be sent it to the president. Then president gives the approval, that bill becomes a law. That is the very important functions of the legislative powers. So next about administrative powers. What are the administrative powers of the parliament? So in a parliament system of government, the prime minister and his council of ministers from the executive, the union cabinet is accountable for the parliament. In a parliamentary system of government, the prime minister and his council of ministers from the executive, they are having the very important administrative powers, and the union cabinet is accountable to the parliament, as the members of the parliament ask questions which must be answered by the ministers. The council of ministers can be in power only as long as they enjoy the trust of the parliament. Parliament has control over the executive. The entire parliament has control over the executive. So these are the administrative powers of the parliament. And the third one, financial powers. The financial power. Lok Sabha exercise total control over the financial matters of the country. The entire financial power, it was under the control of parliament, so that Lok Sabha has the entire control of the financial matters of the country. The government cannot levy any tax or spend any money without the approval of the Lok Sabha. Without the permission of government, without the permission of Lok Sabha, government cannot spend the single paisa. And the financial bill must be present or introduced in the Lok Sabha. After being passed by the Lok Sabha, then that bill goes to Rajya Sabha for the discussion. Then after approval, Rajya Sabha can give some certain suggestions and directions, and also delay giving its consent to the bill for 14 days. For example, financial bill which will be sent by the Lok Sabha to Rajya Sabha withhold the bill up to 14 days. Within 14 days, they have to get the discussions or any needs to be the suggestions or directions before 14 days of the bill which is sent by the Lok Sabha. If it does not give consent to the bill within 14 days, it is taken for the granted that Rajya Sabha has approved it. So minimum 14 days it has given the time of duration. In case within 14 days the Rajya Sabha has not responded, it is understood that they have been approved. Then after it is sent it to the President for the approval, only in the matters of financial bill, not for the others. Only in the financial bill it has the power to Rajya Sabha and then President. So next about judicial powers. What are the judicial powers are having by the Parliament? Both the houses of Parliament have the authority to remove the judges of the Supreme Court as well as High Court through a motion of impeachment. So related to judicial matters, in case of Supreme Court and High Court judge, if they are against the Constitution, so impartial of their judgment, if it is came to know that both the houses of Parliament, so they will call the authority and remove from the post of judgment or judges through a motion of impeachment. They also have the power to discuss the finding of reports related to judiciary. In case of any power to discuss about the finding of reports, that is also they can be take the decision related to judicial matters. Next, power to amendment of the Constitution, amend the Constitution. So both the houses of Parliament have equal powers to amend the Constitution. The amendment bill can be presented first in the either house. In case of any amendment, either it is in Lok Sabha, either it is in Rajya Sabha. But must and should, they have to present any one of the either house. However, the approval of both the house is required for the amendment, must and should. If it is the bill presented in Rajya Sabha, then it is sent it to the Lok Sabha for the approval. If it is the bill presented in Lok Sabha, then it is sent it to Rajya Sabha for the approval. If only one house approves for the amendment and the other house does not, then the amendment cannot be carried out. In some cases, the approval of the state assemblies is also very essential. In some cases, amendment procedure, it is a very essential to get the approval of the state assemblies also. So these are the powers of amendment of the constitution. So at last, other powers and functions of the parliament. So some of the other powers of the functions of parliament, among that, to frame law relating to the powers and jurisdiction of the Supreme Court and High Courts. That is also one of the other power of the parliament. And the next, to establish one High Court for 2 or more states. So like Punjab and Haryana, it has one High Court for both the states, and what we are going to be considered as a 7 sisters, northeastern states. So it is located in Assam. For all the states, it located Assam, a High Court for all the 7 states. Like that, to establish one High Court or more, 2 or more states. That is also one of the power of the parliament. To create new states, rename them and determine the boundaries of the states. If any new states creation, either rename the states, determine the boundaries of the state, that is also the very important powers and functions of the parliament. To discuss the reports of committees like Public Service Commission, like UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, those any reports. Like Financial Commission related to financial matters, so reports, if it is that is also they will take the information. Election Commission, that is National Election Commission and State Election Commission related to matters of conducting elections, that is also they will be take the discussion. And Backward Classes Commission, so particularly for some backward classes commissions also, if it is any reports are there, that discussions are also will be taken by the parliament. At last, to approve the declaration of emergencies like national emergency, state emergency and financial emergency. So these are the 3 very important emergencies, that is declaration, it was under the control of the parliament. So these are the powers and functions of the parliament. Okay, so in this session, till now we get the information about union legislature, the 2 houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, qualifications to be needed to become the member of Rajya Sabha, then Lok Sabha, structure of Lok Sabha, qualifications to needed to become the member of Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha speaker, role and work of the opposition leader, and powers and functions of the parliament. So these are the things, and next class we are going to be get the next topic of the union government. So until, keep watching my channel. Thank you very much. See you, bye.